So let me ask you this, because I'm trying to find, it's hard to like say this, but it's like there's hardly, and it's sad, but there's hardly any empathy for inmates, even if they're wrongfully accused.
Hmm.
And so when you talk about injustice, um, I feel like you have to be specific, because if we're talking about conditions, um, do you feel like below standard living conditions within a prison is something that you could take to, like, let's say, the Supreme Court, or are we looking at like a complete violation of your human rights?
It is a violation of your human rights because most of most of us that were there were not there with any warrants. There was no signed warrants by an immigration judge. Just like what you see right now, they're picking up people in the street without any warrants.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the folks that have been picked up, some of them are even American citizens. They do not. That's taking away your civil rights. And another thing they were doing was create falsified travel documents to get Africans out of the country.
Okay.
Yes, it was something that I think a lot of people are not even aware of this. I mean, this interview is going to shed some light. And to be honest with you, I mean, I'm a little bit even scared because there
No,
was,
don't worry.
yeah, they were doing a lot of illegal and, yeah, because, most of the folks that were in there do not have passport, okay?
Right.
Because they get picked up from the streets, they get picked up, they don't have passport. So now they have to call the embassy. How do they do that? Sometimes they just kind of make up the country where you're from. Because let's say I have a Nigerian accent, but that doesn't mean that I hold a Nigerian passport.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
So they're discriminating against.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So that's what I am understanding. They are discriminating against you. They are coming up to you without any real probable cause.
Right.
They are making assumptions, falsifying documents to say that you are here illegally,
Right.
just to fill, maybe, let's say, a quota, and throwing you in these harsh conditions when you're
Yes.
truly
It's
innocent.
pretty much like that. It's pretty much like that. Um, there were young folks that were in there that came to the U.S. at the age of 5 years old. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the dreamers. And I remember one gentleman who was from Nigeria. I even helped him out to write a letter to the judge and requested that he's not to be sent, which I succeeded in doing because I have a law background as well. So
Okay.
there was some things that I was able to take care of because of my background, but some of these other people don't able to do that. They don't know their rights. Uh, they were seizing advantage of them and this documentation they were falsifying and take them to the airport. And another thing that I see, and I will quote, what is her name? Christy Knowles, the Secretary for Homeland Security, and she said that okay, if you volunteer to go back to your country, you are going to be able to apply and let back in, which is a lie. Okay, this thing happened to me. I would say about since 2018, Donald Trump's first term. Okay, I know someone right now that tried to get a visa. Someone who was in there with me, and he's a friend of mine on social media. And he was in there with me and has been trying to come to America and they refuse him entry. So when they say to you that, why didn't you just go and do it the right way and you apply and you come back in? That is total rubbish. That is really total rubbish. They're not going to let you back in.
Of course.
It's a way for you to pay your own ticket to go when they know that it's going to be very difficult for you to get back in. Because first of all, you've been arrested in the immigration, you were in the detention center, so that's counted against you. When
It's
you go
against you, yeah.
yes, when you go to the embassy to get a visa, so
Interesting.
it's all a bloody game.
So if that's happening, if they're picking people up off the street who, if they're black or brown, they're gonna assume that they're not a citizen.
Hmm.
um, falsified documents, throw you inside these crazy conditions, and you're innocent.
Right.